but I was thinking about, I've got my big microphone because it's a bit windy. I was thinking about money and about just thinking through thoughts around removing some of the shame and guilt around money and stuff that we have attached to it. So the first thing that I started thinking was, firstly, what is money? How am I defining money? Because this is, if I'm trying to ditch some of the programming, I need to be clear on what money actually is for me. And the way I was seeing it is, money for me is the ability to give and receive. That's the way I'm defining it. So you can call that energy exchange. Of course there's other forms of energy exchange, but the one that I'm focusing on right now is money. So it too is something that gives the ability to give and receive. And so then I started thinking about this from the perspective of, well, some people have a lot of money, but they may not know how to give and receive. It's kind of okay, here's my thought process. I started thinking about an analogy of emotions, and I'm using the example of anger. So, alright, just let me go back for a second. So in my family we talk a lot about if we're feeling connected or disconnected. And often when somebody does something, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, okay, they're trying to connect. And then we talk about it in terms of, are they connecting in a healthy way or an unhealthy way? So usually when they're connecting in an unhealthy way, there's something that they need to express. So this is kind of the background that I'm coming from. So then I was thinking about anger and expression of anger, and thinking, well, there's healthy ways you can express anger, and there's unhealthy ways that you can express anger. So similarly, there's healthy ways you can do money, and there's unhealthy ways you can do money. And the way I'm defining how I want to do money in a healthy way is, money is the ability for me to give and receive. So if I'm thinking of it from, that's the balance that I'm going for, that's the purpose of money for me, is that I want to learn that balance of giving and receiving. And I suppose when I think of it from that perspective, then it seems more like it just removes the stigma and I'm hesitating to say shame, but there is I do feel like there is shame attached to speaking about the fact that you want to have more money, or that you might have big goals to have a lot of money. Not in all circles, but in a lot of circles, most certainly, there's a lot of stigma. But if I think of it from the ability of, I want more ability to give and receive, like what business? Yes, of course I do. Of course I do. And if I'm going to use money as a way to process and learn and balance and calibrate myself, yeah, hell yeah, I want more money. So that's the way I'm going to think about it from now on. And I just thought I would record that, at least for myself, if not to share, then so I can go back and remember that, because I think that's a really awesome way to think about money and define money. So I'm going to go back and do some more gardening. Look, I didn't even wash my hands. Okay, it's very hot here today. So, money. The ability to give and receive.